Hey guys, welcome back to the Lit Mag Lab podcast. I'm Jazz Marie, aka Vevna Forrow. So previously, I was giving you a tour around Polyphony Lit. Yeah, again, that was a student-run lit mag and high schools for high school students. Yeah, they do have adults who oversee the operations and things like that. And maybe I'll cover in the future some more student-run lit mags and journals because there's a lot of really cool ones out there for sure. Yeah. And yeah, so for time to time, I do, update episodes. Like it could be on features of various platforms or tools or even some cool widgets. So I came across this through the Lit Mag News, which is by Becky Tuck. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing any names again or any Lit Mag or journal names that I may mention in episodes again. So again, that's BECKYTUCH. Yeah. And yeah, so I was reading about this contest calculator. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not so much as a person who likes number crunching a bunch or calculations. I'm not a huge on that, but I am a visual person. So it helps me to see things like this or some sort of visual board or tool of some kind for organization and things like that or checking things, right? And yeah, lit mags and journals across and publishing houses and they have yearly contests. There are some I covered on this podcast like Rattle, and maybe you can look that up here as an example. Tons of other ones, right? I don't think our contest for Dipty is on here. But yeah, I think you have the ability to put suggested listings, and we'll take a look at that or something, how it works. I don't know, this is the first time I'm really looking at it a bit more since that article. Yeah, so the article I'm referring to, by the way, and I'll drop links to any references I quote off from or anything like that. So this was August 25th, 2025, just last month. Yeah, so I was reading about this contest calculator here. You can see, right, the widget. So I clicked on this link and then got taken out to here to the contest page. And yeah, and then this pop up comes up, right? The change log. So it looks like they are making improvements to this calculator. So yeah. So let's see here. So I was reading about it again there. Just a reminder, if you're not sure what Chill Subs is, right? This is through Chill Subs, the contest calculator. So I have episode 34 where I talk about chill subs, show you around it. Keep in mind they do, updates to the UI, the design and look, which I also covered in, as you may see in other episodes, they go out to chill subs and 49. So 34 and 49, if you're curious about, chill subs, particularly look back at episode 34. Really cool way to find more lit magazine journals. If you ever start your own lit mag journal, it's a good idea to have a listing there because a lot of others can find or discover you through chill subs too, if you have a listing. And yeah, um or if you have a lit mag journal press that you start. So yeah, now let me look back at the article Becky had. So apparently I'm quoting this from Becky Tuck off the Lit Mag News. So it says here, Chill Subs has added a rating system again, which I covered also, I think, in 49 too. But aside from that rating system, there's this contest calculator. So it's a widget essentially. And basically, it's stating that essentially, Becky said you input the details for a writing contest and you will then find the contest score in terms of transparency and fairness. So they have an all contest page, which I'm on right now. So then it shows the contest, how they compare against one another, and then you have the ability to. It says here, select individual prize names or click on them, and then you discover more details and info right on them. So yeah, and so it's pretty interesting. Yeah, so it looks like we can get a breakdown on how much journal or lit mag makes in revenue after fees and entries and things like estimations. So that's pretty interesting. And I think I saw a comment from Benjamin Davis, again, Ben and Karina Cup, Benjamin Davis and Karina Cup, right, have founded Chill Sub. So I saw a comment from Benjamin Davis that I bookmarked or saw here. So it says, I think Ben said the contest calculator scores are based on user data, and then the magazines can claim and verify that data. Yeah, so if someone, I think they said from the example that from the Litmag News they had, if you have more info about a particular contest, you could run it again through the calculator, I think. So I don't know how all this works. It's very interesting to me. I'm all for tools that help, share more information. We're not in this contest calculator. We do have an annual contest at Dippity Litmag, right? Or poetry prize. It's a very small award. There's no longer an entry fee. I don't know if we'll ever change it back to the original, back to structure. It's always been typically first time. We originally had first time awards free, but now I discontinued all fees at Dippity Lit Mag. So yeah, so who knows? We may do a new contest or something with the Lit Mag or Journal I run or something like that. But let's dive in here. So scrolling through the all contest page, it looks like there's like green and red and yellow indicators here, right? Um, yeah, and then there's the entry fee here. You can see, right? Some of them are free to enter, it looks like, and then the total prizes, the prize percentage, right? And transparency. There are bonus factors. What's the transparency factors? So transparency factors, I clicked on the Driftwood in-house poem contest. So it looks like what's considered here are named judges, clear contact information for organizers, previous winners listed, winners received publication, blind judging confirmed, results timeline stated, fee out. So then, yeah, those are the ones for the Driftwood in-house poem contest in with green check marks. So if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube, you can see my screen, but it looks like it's saying the other ones that are not with X's, red X's, is fee allocation, explain, entry stats disclose, review process disclose, one reader or many, or X is judging criteria clearly stated. So then the transparency score here is showing, 6 factors times 0.25 points each. So 1.5 out of 2.5 there for the Driftwood in-house poem contest. So that's cool. The breakdown, and what's the bonus points? I'm clicking on the question mark here by the on the listings, they're like square blocks. So bonus points for Driftwood in-house poem contest. So a green check mark is by entry fee, includes journal copies or subscription. There is a green check mark also by long list, short list promotion provided. Now, in between this, there are red X's, meaning it's not checked here off or included, right? I think value added component workshops feedback, waiver of fee free window available. And then it says, no, each bonus factor adds plus 0.25 points to your total score. These are extras beyond the core fairness factors that provide additional value to contestants. And that is just an example using Driftwood in-house poem contest. It's showing 2 out of 4 plus 0.50 points. So yeah, it seems to be a point system here, and in terms of transparency, bonus points, and yeah. So there looks like there are question mark warnings and some icons here. Let's click on the warnings. What are the warnings here? So less than 5% returned as prizes on that example. I'm using just the one I clicked on at random, Driftwood in-house poem contest. Single winner with a crowd of hopefuls. So your odds are about as good as finding a unicorn in Walmart. Oh gosh. And then, so yeah, less than 5% return as prizes. It says at the bottom there of that one. At this point, you might as well buy a magic bean. So yeah, some LOL things there, but yeah, I think that's it's cool. This breakdown, I think, is helpful because I think a lot of us do wonder, and let's click into this so you guys can see. I wonder what happens when I click into the contest. Okay, so this is like the full layout of it. Yeah, but again, I think a lot of us wonder like what goes behind the contest. Like what do lit mags and journals take away from that contest and get back after everything's said and done, right? The decisions, the everything, and yeah, and how long has a contest been around, and yeah. So contests again are a way for lit magazine journals, whether they be solely online or print or both, right, to generate, you could say, additional funds for their series, their publications, and also typically that money is typically strictly used for awarding, the contest amount out to others, right? Or a percentage of it goes towards it. It's different for each lit magazine journal, but contests are a way to help lit magazine journals, facilitate more things and to also award cash prizes, right? So the entry fees typically go towards the total amount. Not always. There are sometimes lit magazine journals who use their issue sales or other things that they do to fund contests if there's no entry fee or anything like that, or they maybe have maybe funding or sponsorships or partnerships. It's a bit different at every lit magazine journal. So we can see here there is a 5.20 score, right, on Driftwood in-house poem contest. So again, all contest scores are based on user inputs. And then if you run this contest, you can claim it and it's verify all data here. So there's like a claim option, I think, for others, right, on their contests and stuff. And there's a verdict ultimately. As you can see here, it says, meh, lower your expectations, some warning signs, and enter if you enjoy disappointment or have a fondness for risk. So the entry fee for this one is $25 on the Driftwood in-house poem contest. Total prizes is showing $300, estimated entries. And now this tool is still being refined, I think, so just keep that in mind. These could be just estimations and stuff, and not perhaps 1000% exact or 100%, right? Just keep that in mind. The prize is showing 3.77% prize structure, single winner, established organization, years running, it says 6 to 10 years. Revenue after fees, right? So it's estimate range of 4,552 to 11,380. Organizer revenue 4,252 and 11 between again 11,000 about 80. Yeah, transparency 6 out of 10, again bonus points 2 out of 4. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. What's this thing here? Oh yeah, so that's the if you're the organizer of a contest, you can verify, claim it. It looks like others can try another CL contest. What does try another do? So yeah, it looks like there's a pop-up here. They have a new verified contest filter that came up here. And yeah, it looks like you can calculate a score and just enter it in. I probably could. I'm not gonna do one for Dippity quite yet because I have to really take a bit more time than I have today to really do this. But yeah, we don't have any entry fee or anything like that, and our prize. Well, it used to be back when we started our surf rock poetry prize contest. It was just $50, and I was using again some of my book sales to fund that contest, and then yeah, and then I bumped it up to for this year $100. I know it's not much, but hopefully we can increase that over time. But yeah, there are some contests out there, some prizes that have been around for several years. And some places run multiple contests and awards throughout the year, so it's not like every place just has one. So I was thinking about doing, some more another contest of some kind for Dippity Press or Dippity Lit Mag or some more, but gotta only sustain what you can at the time budget wise, right? So hopefully we'll see how things go, but this is a cool tool. The contest calculator, I think it's very helpful, especially if you're someone who likes seeing numbers, breakdowns, all of that. Yeah, so yeah, let's look at one with I looked at that one, right? Rattle Poetry Prize. So let's look at that. I mentioned this on the podcast. I have an episode where I covered Rattle. I can't remember the exact number, but yeah, transparency is showing a 10 upon 10 score here. You can see nonprofit organization 10 plus years and revenue after fees. So I don't know entirely if this is accurate, but these estimations are again very helpful and beneficial. Yeah, overall. And you can see here, right, it's a kind of eye-opening, to see what's lit magazine journals get from contest fees and what they have, revenue after fees. I don't know, it's showing like $110,000 between 165,000 here, and the entry fee is showing $30, right? And I think back, I could be wrong, didn't I say back then when I entered at one of the contests that Rattle had, I think it was 20, wasn't it $20? I can't remember. But yeah, so they have, a note from the organizer on the contest and everything here, The entry fee includes a 1 year subscription, 4 issues of the magazine, plus 4 chapbooks for the Rattle Poetry Prize. 11 winners receive a prize money, including 15,000 for first prize and 5,000 for the runner-up, selected by reader vote. Additional entries are offered standard publication magazine as well. So yeah, it has a 6.9 score again, and multiple winners and total prizes. A showing cash award 25,000. So Rattle is pretty well known for its massive cash prize. There are some articles out there online you may come across, like about the Rattle Prize, and how some are like, I never. Some do enter it, all the time, and some don't. They just stay away from any places that have some high, entry fees and stuff, or any entry fees at all, or any some writers and community I know, they stay away from all entry fees, or they only enter once in a blue moon. Some contests. It's fun to try for sure. Contests. Obviously, some are crazy, high, expensive and stuff, and some are fairly reasonable. You know, um, I think contests. I'm not sure. Whatever was the first contest to start having, or Lit Mayor Journal to do a contest for literary arts and things like that in that world. But keep in mind there are, as you saw here, and even on the podcast I've mentioned, right, places that have $0 entry fees, and offer cash awards. You can come across them through search databases. Yeah. So it looks like here we can search by contest title, create a date. There's a filter, total prizes. There's a button you can toggle for that. So yeah, you can see the higher award amounts here, and I think it helps to have a transparency score. I think if a lit mayor journal is not, providing all the details behind a contest and all of that, not being transparent, it's not really, obviously it's not good. So it's important that others are upfront about, like, this is how the contest works. This is like where, what all the winners win, and this is like how the selection process works. And I prefer, concealed, blind read contest stuff, a blind read contest, yeah. So yeah. Um, Again, just a reminder, these contest scores are based on user inputs, and they don't necessarily represent a confirmed recommendation or warning by chill subs. It notes there. So you can see their short story prize, all kinds, CBC. Some names I recognize here totally. There are a lot of contests in here. I don't know what the total amount of contests they have in here, but it's a lot nevertheless. It looks like there's a change log button here, a feedback button on their widget tool, the contest calculator. So yeah. So let me go and view the change log here. This is all public. It's a public link. So I am logged in, I think, to Chillsub. I don't know if you have to log in to see this or not. I maybe not. But anyways, it looks like they have a verified contest filter, outdated contest detection and recalculation, automatic detection for contest calculate before bonus point system, outdated contest show faded appearance, warning banners, and one-click recalculation, enhanced red flags, contests with no prizes and no publication. So, contests that maybe don't follow through, or have, you can see ones with poor transparency scores, or ones that drop the ball, maybe on contacting others, things like that. Maybe, obviously, I think they'll add more features to this widget and tool. Currency note, added currency note button above entry field with dedicated model, USD base, US dollar based calculations, review process transparency, enhanced currency inputs, added dollar sign, update score color scheme from yellow to light green, cleaner transparency interface. Yeah, in terms of text. So yeah, they really, Chill Subs does a lot. I'm sure they'll come out with even some more tools like this and widgets for others. You can tinker around with it more. I think, it should. I don't know if this is like again a login, and it doesn't take too long to create a Chill Subs account, very quick. So again, you can look back at my Chill Subs episodes on this podcast and find them, where I talk a little about Chill Subs. And yeah, they create a lot of really helpful resources, and host workshops too, and things, events. And they have some great content also out on their Substack. So totally check it out. Yeah, so this contest calculation score tool, widget is very beneficial, I think. If you're someone who likes seeing numbers, breakdown, and are curious, if you're going to start a late minor journal, I think this is also helpful. You can see how contests are structured, research about contests, and make your own contests, right, for your lit minor journal. Yeah. Transparency is so important again, and yeah. So yeah, I'm sure they'll add more to this for sure, and everything, right? So yeah, you can see when I toggle total prizes, it gives you the again, right, the ones that have lower scores, right, in red, and yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty neat overall. What's this one? Let's see. I'm just clicking into this. Oh, so they have like verdicts on some where it says you should run away. It says run, don't walk. This is about as fair as a rigged claw machine. Save your money for something less tragic. So they have some that was on a shelf, Unbound Best Indie Book one. So I again, they have different you take a risk when you're entering a contest, right? So it's not to say you shouldn't try, on some of these contests. If you're totally can, if you have the budget for contest fees, and you want to go for it, totally. But I think it's important to pay mind to the warnings, the concerns. Even there's maybe some feedback online on some of these contests and articles that I've seen poets write about, even Rattle, things like that. Contests that have been long-standing with huge cash awards. So you just want to keep in mind, right, with these contests, right, they only select maybe one, or sometimes there's multiple winners. So it's very, very tight and hard to very tight, right? Like acceptance rate, same thing, very with ones with low acceptance rates, similar, mindset there. The odds are not, especially if a place is not being transparent about things or known for dropping the ball a bit, the odds aren't going to be in your favor. You may be ghosted by there's some contests out there. Others I've heard of community have been ghosted. They entered, they never heard back. They ended up paying a fee, they lost money, and the place just like, it happens. Some places just vanish or they never get back to you on a contest call. You want to be careful. You want to really read about the reputation of contests too, and take all of these numbers in consideration and scoring and points. So yeah, in the world, again, we have a lot of point systems, a lot of scoring, and all of that. It's just bound to happen, with whatever is running in terms of operations and all of that stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to cover this calculator tool again. If you're interested in learning more about chill subs, or if this is the first chill subs episode on the podcast you came across, please do again look back at I think it was episode 34, right? I could be wrong. Was it? I have to look back at, yeah, 34. So where I covered chill subs, and then just sharing the rating tool, right, briefly in 49, and recommendation tool that they have on chill subs too, or feature, I should say. So that's pretty much it. Much shorter episode. Yeah, so just wanted to share it. You guys can play around with the contest tool and more on chill subs. Yeah. And one quick thing before I go and sign off here. So on Chill Subs, if you go to their site, right, chillsubs.com, right, you log in, create an account, right. So they have this contest tab here, so you can also find contest calls right here again, open for submissions, no fee, right. They have poetry, you can filter by genre, single poem, chapbook, collection, multi poem, and deadline, and yeah. So I think that's really helpful again. So, you can easily find contest calls. Now, I don't know if they're going to plug in that, if it's here somewhere, the contest tool, or something additional where it'll be located. That was just, again, a link I came across through LitMag News on the widget's existence and all of that stuff. So I'm not sure on the exact location of it on their site, or where it's going to plug in exactly, or whether it's going to be end up being a bonus thing with one of their plans. So just keep that in mind if you can't, get to it. I don't know if they're going to change the structure of it, or for one of their plans, or if it's going to be if it's going to be a free tool or widget or public, always. I'm not sure on that exactly. Nevertheless, it exists, it's helpful, and it's awesome. So yeah, you have, you can search contests, calls, everything on Chill Subs. Listen back to episode 34. Again, Chill Subs changed the overview page, so it looks it looks different from episode 34 now, again, and everything, right. So yeah, and you can read more about contests and calls here too, and yeah, and things like that. So yeah, it looks like they also have that rating feature available, and you can see here they have to date 1,351 writing contests and chill subs, and I'm not sure how many contests are in the contest calculator tool portion, again, because these are, again, based on user inputs. So yeah, check it out. I'll drop links to everything again. And yeah, that article, or the articles and posts that Becky does, are very helpful too. And yeah, it's a very cool, so you can read more there. I'll drop links to everything I mentioned, right? Chill subs, the contest calculator, the all contest page, right? So you can check it out more if you're interested. Just want to share this. I won't cover like every single chill subs update, or widget or tool, obviously. There's also some things that are on their, membership plans, right? I'm on a free base plan with chill subs myself. So there are some things that they have on their membership plan they give access to, I think, additionally. So I covered that in episode 34. And their plans change over time, the names, the structure, the pricing. So keep that in mind. What I share on the episode, this year could change in the future, years from now, or, so forth. But yeah, check out the contest calculator tool, guys. I think it's a very cool and unique. Yeah. So that's all I got to say. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. PS, guys. So yeah, you may have seen I was on Driftwood and just searching for that contest. I was checking out through the contest calculator. So again, you can check out contest calls through ChillSub's database. You can go to the page of a Lit Mag Journal Press, and they'll have contest calls there sometimes like that. Or you can also visit Duotrope and learn more about contests this way too, and a little bit about the style, form, a genre, if there's anything, or length requirements and stuff like that, deadlines and award times and things like that. But the contest calculator overall, I think, really helps provide some cool insight into what, again, goes behind, the contest a little bit, in terms of like, is it a contest, you maybe it may help you determine whether or not you should enter the contest, right? Based on the score indications, the transparency, the points, system chill subs has developed. Yeah, I think it's really cool, what they have done. By the way, they have it looks like a 10 rules for submitting to writing contest, that you can get, right? So a guide on that, on their 10 rules, that may help you too in determining whether or not, you should submit, or things to take in consideration. I haven't looked at that. I will probably do so a little bit after this, but they have some resources like that from time to time. So check that out. It may certainly help you, when you're trying to, determine, hey, I wonder, is this contest good? Should I enter it? Or hey, I wonder, how much does this Lit Mag Journal or Press earn from this contest after all everything's said and done again, or fees and all of that stuff. So yeah, contests are a lot of fun to enter from time to time. Some contests and things when you can, of course. Yeah, so take care, guys. I hope this helped, and check it out. Yeah, check out Chill Subs, check out the contest. Tons out there, tons. One more PS note, guys. So again, there are some contests out there, or I should say fake contests out there, totally, and scams. So you always want to do your homework on contests. And I think, again, this contest calculator, the transparency, the scoring, even the guide, the 10 rules for submitting to writing contests, and identifying, things that are red flags and fishy things, for the most part, writers in the community, are very good about notifying one another about, some fishy things happening in the community, some eyebrow raising things. Even Lit Mag News is a great source for that, and a few other places online. Some poets and writers maintain, some blogs, some articles too. You may come across even some forums and discussion boards. So just keep that in mind. Just because a contest maybe looks legit doesn't necessarily mean it is, right? You have to, do your homework on it, look into a little bit. And sometimes it's hard. It's really hard to determine that, but there are ways you can minimize your chance of, facing like a engaging with a fraudulent contest, or one that ghosts others, or is just interested in your money. Yeah, but again, typically contests, in terms of the fees, the entry fees and stuff that's used towards the publication, the award amount, right? And some Lit Magazine journals are very, again, transparent about what the fees go towards of the entry, and everything that happens. Again, the selection process, a very detailed breakdown of that. So that's great. So really love this contest calculator tool. Again, I'm not a huge on number crunching, but I love tools. I love various widgets and things that help others. And of course, we as if you're a Lit Mag Journal founding editor listening to this, or thinking about starting one, it is important, of course, to calculate budgets, to chart that out, to know what your monthly expenses are, of course. But I would say in terms of contest world, I haven't really done a lot of number crunching or things like that myself. So I think this is really beneficial, insightful for sure. Yeah, so that's all, guys. And bye now, yeah?